Hello everyone and welcome to A Slice of My Life. It is mail call time all the way from Hong Kong. Now I don't know how much $40 is in Hong Kong converted over to USD, but it's $40 shipping from just Hong Kong to Singapore. Anyways, this is a package from Marco Wong of Nautilus HK. And when you hear Nautilus HK, you already know this is the Nautilus spinner in stainless steel. This is my dream come true because you guys know I love the peanut. Marco was kind enough to send me both the satin one as well as the polished one, both in brass, and I loved them both. So much that I actually gave one to Caesar because Caesar's an awesome person and Caesar deserved it. So it was a little kind of gift for me as a token of gratitude for what he did for me. But here we have a stainless steel version, and all I can say is, wow, I've been waiting for this. So let's crack this package open because I really want to see what it looks like, okay? This is a great, wonderful gift for the new year. Man, Marco, thank you. And I guess with an envelope like this, we don't need any fancy schmancy knife opening thing. So here we go. Oh, check it out. Updated packaging, guys. This is smaller than before. Like half the size maybe, which actually makes for a good size for shipping, you know? And it's a lot more portable. The previous one was like almost like twice the size, I think. I don't think I'm wrong, but yeah, it was really lavish. Not taking anything away from this, but the previous one, you guys remember, it was a beautiful black and gold cardboard box which had a huge ballistic pouch like this, and in it sat the Nautilus. But let's check this one out. Since it's in stainless steel, the print is now also in metallic silver. Oh, what? This is a beautiful pouch. Guys, you know I'm not kidding. This is a beautiful pouch. It's wow, look at that. This beautiful deep red felt with that gold accent. Yeah, I know it's quite Chinese, this color combination, but it is just so luxurious. Look at that. And then we have a little packet here that holds an extra bearing. Aha. This looks to be a stainless steel bearing. I don't know if it's hybrid ceramic. I'm gonna have to ask Marco about this, but it's just at least you know that there's an extra bearing in here. Open this up. Oh, goodness. This features a brushed finish. Now, when I look a little closer, it looks like the brushing is quite uneven. It's going everywhere. Like you got brush marks going this way, and then brush marks going this way, and brush marks going this way and this way. Just everywhere. Can I just take a moment to appreciate the upgrade on the buttons? Look at that, guys. These buttons have been improved. It still maintains the same theme of the original Nautilus buttons, but now these have a beautiful concave. Look at that, guys. It's a beautiful concave right there. And you know, guys, in the letter that was attached in the Nautilus spinners that was sent to me in the past, Marco mentioned that these were actually modeled after ship parts or little parts in ships, and it still is in the same theme. Pretty cool. I'm gonna undo the buttons and check out the bearing retention system. Oh, wait a minute. These are magnetic buttons. Guys, what? Bearing retention system, guys. Yep, the cap seems on tight. So let's just put these buttons back on. Wow, I was not expecting magnetic buttons. I was not. This is a very pleasant surprise, Marco. Good job. Wow, looks to be spinning good. Let's give it a first spin, shall we? Here we go. I gotta shift this box right here because it's in the way of my hand. Oh, that's some goodness right there. That is some goodness right there. Check it out. Wow, just wow. I am so impressed with this right now. I'm just so impressed. I already like the original Nautilus spinners, but this, because of the buttons, these upgraded buttons, these are just amazing. You guys remember, right? I swapped out the buttons on the original brass Nautilus spinner. This one needs no such thing. The buttons are raised tall enough and they are dished deep enough. I guess this way of making the buttons is actually pretty awesome because it caters to both pinch grips and flat grips like that. Because you still feel that dish, and this outer lip is wide enough that it feels really comfortable. Wow. Okay, these buttons are a huge improvement. Stubby for size comparison, I mean, you guys already know because you've seen the Nautilus before. There we go. Slightly bigger than the stubby, but just so ergonomic. But to see the Nautilus in stainless steel in this color tone, this shade, it's just, I don't know guys, it's like a dream come true to me, you know. As always guys, you know what's gonna happen next. I'm gonna put this on my EDC for the next few days at least, and then check back in and let y'all know if I really dig the stainless steel. I mean, what am I saying guys? I already know that I'll be digging this. I just want to put it on my EDC and see how much I enjoy it actually, honestly speaking, because I really like the Nautilus spinner. I'm gonna keep the stock buttons on, and then I will just roll with it. But I do kind of want to stonewash this though. Like, I don't know if this is my OCD speaking. Certain parts of the brushing just irks me a little bit, just a little bit. It's not as bad as some other spinners. Kepler. Yeah, but you guys know. Yeah, but this is not bad actually. It's nice. Like this side is like, the brushing is really nice on this side. But on this side, I think this part's just getting me a little bit. Should I polish it? Should I stonewash it? Should I polish it? You know, I'll just stonewash it because, you know, that's my kind of style. But I don't know if it's possible to stonewash magnetic buttons. I don't know. I might have to find a way to keep them together when I stonewash it. But yeah, but that's not an issue right now. I'll catch you all in the next part, okay? But I like it so far. Good job, Marco.
One eternity later.
Lunch today, we're at a spot called 18 Grill and 18 Tai Seng, and it's a pretty chill Tex-Mex place. I've ordered a fish burger. It's a Swiss cheese fish burger, and everyone else has got their own stuff. Like Sean and Tetris are having their burgers, Suen is having baked rice, and Lenise is having a burrito. So just really quickly, I'm going to show you guys. He's enjoying his mash. Longest fry. And this is my fish burger. I'm gonna say that I have the Nautilus stainless steel with me, and after having it for like the past 3 days so far, the brush finish has kind of grown on me, even to the point that I'm able to overlook that area that I did not like. Because when it's now out in the sun, it actually looks really, really good. I spoke to Marco about it, and I told him, I said, hey, you know, like, I don't really like the brush finish. It looks like the quality is not there. It looks a little bit shoddy, you know. And he said that, yeah, he wasn't too happy with the brush finish as well. But it did look like an instrument. And when he says instrument, he means like an instrument on a ship. And I do agree that it does look like an instrument on a ship. So I like the way it is now. It's been growing on me. I am reconsidering whether or not I want to polish it, then stonewash it. I don't know yet. But right now, I'm gonna have my lunch. I'll catch you guys later. I am back, everyone, after spending quite some time with the Stainless Steel Nautilus, and the reason why I've taken such a long time is because I got recalled back into camp. Here in Singapore, all males have to go through military service for at least 2 years. It's called national service, and then after you pass out from that, basically what happens is you have to go back to camp for 2 weeks every year for an in-camp training, you know, things like a refresher course and stuff. And so I finished my 2 weeks in-camp training 2 days ago, but I'm back here finally able to record this review. Now I brought this guy into camp with me just so I could get a good feel of it, and I spent the whole of yesterday just stonewashing this fella. Yep, I stonewashed it simply because after a while I really could not stand the brushed finish. Don't get me wrong, I am quite a fan of brush finishes as long as it's done correctly or as long as it's done well. This one, like you guys saw in the previous part, was pretty shoddily done, and in fact some parts were brushed a bit deeper than the rest, so you could still see some of the brush marks here. It's a bit deep, so I guess I didn't really want to spend time to polish everything up before I stonewashed it, so I took the lazy way out and just stonewashed the whole thing. But I do like this finish right now. It has a slight touch of the brush finish, but it's very, very well covered up by the stonewashing marks, and I really dig the stonewash finish. Now I also want to mention that I know that Hobby Timmy and also Meads, they did reviews of this, but I chose not to watch or read any reviews of the Nautilus in stainless steel before I actually did my first impressions unboxing, and I did not regret that, because after that I realized that this particular sentiment of mine about the brush finish is the same as Hobby Timmy's as well as Mead's. So I guess it's something that really Marco should look into, because yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. That's what I wanted to say. So I've got the brass version here just as a comparison, and you guys can see that it is the same shape, the same size, just different buttons. But there's one more thing that Marco mentioned to me that if he did not say it, I would not have noticed, is that the placement and the stamping of the Nautilus logo is a little bit different. You guys can see that in the brass version, it is a bit thicker, more pronounced and slightly deeper. But on the stainless steel version, it is a bit more shallow and the lines are a little bit more fine. And the placement, well, if you really look at it, it's slightly different. I'm not sure if he went to the same machinist to do these two, but I would say that overall, they do feel the same actually. Like, I have no gripes and no qualms in terms of the fidgeting experience. Like, this is wonderful. And the fact that it's in stainless steel means that it won't get any patina on it. And I love that fact because I don't do too well with patina. Oh, by the way, this was originally the bead blasted brass version and then I stonewashed it, just in case you guys didn't realize it from my top 10 video. So guys, the brush marks was my main gripe. The second gripe is that these buttons, yeah, I mentioned earlier that I love the fact that they were improved. Yes, this is really comfortable, and Marco chose to go for magnetic buttons, and I think that's a nice innovation. However, these don't seem to fit very well. As you can see, it still shifts around. And the thing is, if you could do it on one side and the other half of the button is not affected, it really means that the button tolerances are not that great. These buttons, don't get me wrong, they sit nicely in the bearing, but I think that it's the stem that is a bit too tall or something. They just move around like this, see? So, I'm a little bit disappointed with this as well, even though the buttons feel really good. Now here's a message to Marco. The fact that you already have these buttons designed, I'm pretty sure you have the CAD file. All you gotta do is just change the magnetic part into a screw-in button and then you'll be completely fine. Just stick to the tried, tested and proven method, bro, and then this will be all good. Now the biggest issue that I face with these buttons is that because they wobble around like this or they shift around like this, whenever I perform a preloaded flick, and if I don't hold it properly, if I don't apply even pressure straight across the buttons down the stem, then sometimes it might slip like that and I run the risk of scratching the spinner frame because you actually hear a scraping sound, kind of like this. You hear that clicking sound right at the start? You really don't want that. Now I gotta change up this grip nicely so I won't have that clicking sound. See that? This way there's no clicking sound, which means that the buttons did not shift unnecessarily. So that's something really anyone should take note of if you're getting this version. Not to mention, of course, the fact that because the buttons shift around, it feels kind of janky. Like, you hear a funny clicking sound because the buttons are shifting around due to the gyroscopic effect. To combat that, basically all you gotta do is just change the buttons. Or if in the future, Marco offers screw-in buttons. But let me just throw on a pair of buttons that I found to work beautifully with this. Guys, these are the honeycomb style buttons from VNOC Spin. Really? With the washers and spacers and everything. Man, I actually bought this quite some time ago and then I stonewashed it as well just so it could fit very nicely with the Nautilus right now. And man, let me tell you, to me this is a match made in heaven, simply because everything out here is so smooth and so curved and so rounded, and then you have this very angular design on a rounded circular button. I think that the contrast is really nice. I'm digging this very much. And at the same time, I want to quickly mention that Khan is actually facing some issues with people making clones of these buttons. So if you ever are interested, if any one of you are interested in buttons like these, make sure you get it direct and only from Nguyen Kang over at VNOC Spin or VNOC Spin. Okay, make sure you don't get anything from China, you know, because those are going to be clones. Nothing on eBay. Just make sure it's on the Facebook page of VNOC Spin. Alright. So guys, you already know my verdict on the Nautilus spinner. I really like the Nautilus spinner. I think it's a very comfortable spinner, very well made, very ergonomic, and the fact that now it's available in stainless steel is just wonderful for me. It's going for 85 USD, but for $85 you get a really solid spinner. The only downside is just this, I think. And if you cannot stand the brush finish, then really it's not for you. You could also go the Hobby Timmy route where you actually polish the whole thing. If you guys haven't seen his polish finish, dude, his polish finish works so beautifully on the stainless steel Nautilus spinner. It is just absolutely beautiful. I definitely do not have the same amount of patience as he does because that takes a lot of time. And I just took the easy way out, threw the whole thing into a stonewashing rig and I got this finish. But honestly speaking though, I am a huge fan of stonewash finishes, so I'm not complaining. There is one more thing that I have to mention, and that is something to do with the spin times. Now you guys noticed that I showed the spin time of the spinner with these buttons, right? So with these stock buttons, it's getting about 6 minutes. on a two-handed table spin. But when I changed it up to these particular buttons, I got like 7 minutes. I know I actually took 2 timed videos, but I'm only showing you the ones with the stock buttons because, you know, that's the only fair thing to do, right? And I also took special precaution to not let the buttons slip around when I was performing the two-handed flick for the timed video, so no worries there. It's not the way that I spun it that affected it. I have no idea why, but it's just getting 1 minute less. It's a full minute, guys, which is kind of surprising, I would say. Like, it's boggling me a little bit, but it's just more surprising than anything else. And that's about it, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing in this slice of my life. I will put links in the video description down below as always, and I hope that I provided enough information to help you decide whether or not the Nautilus spinner in stainless steel is a spinner for you. This one though, it sold really fast because during the end of the year sales last year, this was going for 50%, and I know that everyone just jumped on that because this was like, what, 40 bucks? Dude, 40 bucks for the brass version is such a steal. I don't know if the price will ever be lowered for the stainless steel version, but of course I wish Marco all the best. Nautilus Hong Kong, good luck to all your endeavors in future. This is a really solid spinner and I like it. Would I recommend this to anyone? Yes, I would, because I personally like the Nautilus spinner a lot. But at that price point, guys, you really have to weigh the pros and cons, and you have to really know what you're getting into and what you're paying for, because $85 is not cheap for this. I'll be honest and say that. It is a very well designed, very well made spinner, but it does have its downsides. If not, apart from that, it's really good. It's a very ergonomic spinner and something that I really enjoy. Silver peanut, everyone, silver peanut. Okay, guys, I'll catch you all in the next slice of my life. Gaga. Boost.